It's a process in my faith, nothing is a waste. An opportunity to grow in my faith. Wanna be on a righteous path for his name's sake. I have my shortcomings, but I know what you're doing, Lord. Hey all, I'm back. Just thought I would let you in on how I am currently working on an album. I don't know if I should introduce this to you all right now or let it be a surprise until it's released. Lately, I've been waiting until I release stuff, but thank God I've been able to release some things bit by bit. I want to release more of my projects, which I've been praying to God about on when I'll be able to release things like albums and singles. But I believe this time I have to use this time to actually practice and get better before releasing anything. It has to be the best that it can be, and that takes practice for me to even release anything. But I pray in God's timing that my music will be able to be released to help encourage believers and also to help them believe in Jesus Christ as well. Because that's the point of the gifts and talents God gave me in music, to spread the gospel so that those who believe will be saved. But I just wanted to let you all in what's in the works, what's cooking. I don't know when any of this will be released, and this is just for practice. But I'm working on an album. I actually have ideas for albums in the future, and I have songs within each album as well. But I'm still working on it. I have like 4 albums, but most of them aren't finished yet. In this video, I'm gonna discuss what I'm gonna focus on, which is my first album I plan to release. I don't know when, but what I've been working on, just an idea and practice, is called In the Light. So this video is gonna be focused on that one. And this video is the reason I have to at least focus on music, my projects that have just been sitting on my phone lately because I've been so busy. I haven't, and fatigued also with what my body is going through right now. I've just been so fatigued, low energy, low motivation because of how my body is right now. My body is not the best that it can be, but the Lord has been sustaining me. And thank God I do have some time to allocate to working on these projects. But this video gives me a reason, forces me to work on what I've been putting off, what I haven't been having time for. That's why, God willing, I do want to go to school next year, either earlier next year or later next year. So it forces me to focus on music. I want to go into school for music production. So by that time, I do have the time to focus on what I really like and also develop the skills necessary so that I'll be able to release projects for you all. And I'm not so concerned about getting like a PhD in music production. I just want to take it baby steps because all I'm concerned about is just getting the skill needed to be able to produce, to make my projects that will help me as I'm making my projects. That's all I'm concerned about. And I think I mentioned this briefly in the last video. So about In the Light. I started creating songs and having ideas for this project when I just became saved and I was getting out of depression. And this album was based on John chapter 3, verse 21, which I can read for you right now. It says, "But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light, so that it may be seen plainly what they have done has been done in the sight of God." As I told you, I started coming up with ideas for this project when I became born again and I was getting out of depression. So it's like in the light. And it says here, "Whoever lives by the truth comes into the light, so that it may be seen that what they have done has been done in the sight of God." So it's my whole awakening. Before I was in darkness. Now by the grace of God, I've come into the light. And now I see the truth now. And also my sins being exposed as well. So talking about God's deliverance, talking about my deliverance in this album as well, how God delivered me as well. So that's the whole story behind the project. And you all get dibs, first access to this. And this is not going to be a full-fledged, is that a word? I'm also going to be working on the album while on this video. But it's not going to be a full out, like, getting to see me work on this project, because this project is going to take time, because I do need to practice, and I need to get the skill needed to release this. So even after this video, I don't even know when this album is going to be released or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you my ideas, the starter ideas that I have. If I were to release I don't want to say if I were to leave, but when I'm going to release an album. But I feel like that's so far away, but anything could happen. I've been praying to God in His timing, if it's His will, for a project of mine to be released. I believe it will in His timing. But as I said, you all, this video is for practice. I'm just sharing with you my ideas. And all these are subject to change too. But for the most part, it's going to stay the same. The name for this album, In the Light, and the songs as well. Well, the songs might change. Well, who knows? But I'm just sharing with you the ideas I have so far. And where I am currently musically. So the genres within this album, I would say, is Christian contemporary, pop, R&B, rap. There's a rap song on here. And gospel. So these are the three genres. Not three. Those are the genres within this album. Different genres. I also have an idea for another album that's just one genre. But this album is composed of many genres. And I have about 15 songs for the album. And I'm just going to read you off the list, the names of the songs. I just pray nobody gets any ideas as I'm releasing this. Anyway, artists are all creative and we can make things our own. So I don't believe we're going to copy each other, you know. I don't know if I should mention all the songs one by one or see the whole songs. I think I'm going to do it one by one. So the first song is called Greater, and Greater is almost finished. I just need to produce the song. The story behind Greater is that God is greater than anything I faced, And as I mentioned before, when I had the idea for this song, I got out of, was I still in depression? I wasn't clinically depressed, but I was really down. And I wrote this song, I don't know if while I was still or I was getting out of it, but this is the story behind this song. That God is greater than anything I face, and at this time I was feeling depressed. And I'm going to share with you what I already have, like the melodies, and I'm also going to try to produce as well. I didn't produce anything for this song yet. I'm still not done with the Women of God song. I feel like I'm still not done with the Women of God song. I've been all over the place when it comes to finishing a project. But as I'm sticking to working on an album and the songs within the album, that forces me to work on one thing, completing one project at a time, than going all over the place. And this video, why I'm making it, this helps me to forces me to work on one project at a time. So I'm going to share with you the melodies that I have. So it goes like this. Help to take away all my worries. Yeah, you're writing my stories. You are faithful, always stay the same. On Jesus' name. You lift me up through the rough. Things that work for me, you close the door shut. You are the only one I can call on. You are greater, greater in you than he who's in the world. Tell it to all the boys and girls. You are greater. You are the one who fights my battles. So I walk in the valley of shadows. You will protect me from my own. Be not utterly destroyed. You show me how great you are. I praise you the rest of my life. I'll sing and dance like never did. You bring me to strive, not just to survive. Oh, living in one time, I am free, I am alive. Still needs some work to be done on it. Let me continue. And it goes back to the same chorus. You are greater, greater you than he's in the world. Till I know all the boys and girls. You are greater. You are the one who fights my battles. So I walk in the valley of the shadows. You are protecting me from being utterly destroyed. Greater of all, Lord of all. You lift me up, I will rise. Pick me up when I fall. I'm trying to remember this melody. I will trust your power. You are my strong tower. You are greater, greater you than he is in the world. Tell all the boys and girls. You are greater. You are the one who fights my battles. So I walk in the valley of the shadows. You protect me from being utterly destroyed. So this is what I have so far for the whole song. And the song's about 2 minutes, 19 seconds. I want the songs in this album to be close to 3 minutes long. Maybe if I produce this song and work on the bridge, it will probably be longer. The instrumental into the bridge will probably be longer. So I'm gonna put my thinking cap on to try to come up with how I might produce this song. I'm also gonna show you all coming up with ideas and how to produce this song as well. This is for you all as it is for me to get a chance to work on this. currently I'm on writer's block, so it's kind of been hard to make music, but I'm gonna try my best. And I want to change to Logic Pro because GarageBand doesn't have as much features as I would like it to. I actually recorded on a voice memo a sound I would want it to have. Let me find it. So I need to start with something that sounds similar to that. I'm trying to think of an idea. So I am blank. I don't know what to call it for music production when you don't have any inspiration. You know how it is with songwriting, is writer's block. But music production, I don't know what it's called, but I've been having that lately. Like, even the Woman of God song, it's just nothing has been coming up. It's only as God gives, and I've been praying and asking. And sometimes they come up, like I won't be, like inspiration will come. But yeah, that's how it's currently been as I've been working when I do work on my projects. And another thing I wanted to mention to you all, as a beginner starting as a songwriter or coming up with, not coming up with, when making songs, I feel like some of the melodies don't fit with what I'm trying to, when I'm trying to come up with a melody for a whole song. But it takes practice. It does. So I'm going to move on to the next song to just see if anything comes out. Since Greater, I have no inspiration on how I want the song to go. I don't really have any inspiration. So I'm going to move on to the next song that I have on here. I don't know if I mentioned this briefly before, but Greater is a Christian contemporary song. So it's one of the Christian contemporary songs. I'm going to move on to the next song, which is You're Glorious. I think this is also... No, it's a gospel song. And all of my music is about the gospel, but the gospel genre itself, I think of Black artists. That kind of soulful sound. That's what the gospel genre is. That kind of soulful sound. And it's Christian artists. So this, You're Glorious, is, I believe, is a gospel song. You're Glorious is almost finished. It's not finished, but it's almost finished. I just need to extend the lyrics. And I was able to work on this earlier. Well, by the time this video is posted, it's been over a week. But I was able to work on this and come up with more lyrics and just extend the melodies as well. Oh, not extend the melodies, come up with the sound. And I can show you so far what I've come up with the song You're Glorious. This is the second song on the album idea for an album. So here it goes. Remember the times I cried, wondering why. I don't know why I'm not enunciating the words. Anyway, it takes practice. But I'm just going to show you all what I've got. Remembering the times I cried, wondering why, but I know you'll be by my side. For sure it was all alright, but you are my God. Your arms open wide, God, you're so glorious, victorious. You are there when nobody else was. You cleaned me up when I thought I was a lost cause. You delivered me from the depths of sin. Now I have the Spirit within. All the times I looked up to you, and called your name. You're always here to stay, to show the way. In mighty my battles you will fight, and only in mighty my battles you will fight. My soul will be alright. It is my soul's alright. God, you're so glorious, victorious. You were there when nobody else was. You cleaned me up when I thought I was a lost cause. Deliver me from the depths of sin. Never fear within. My prayers you would hear, through all the fears. When I sound and read your word, remind me that I'll be okay. Now I'm not afraid, you serve all the praise. God, you're so glorious, victorious. You were there when nobody else was. You cleaned me up when I thought I was a lost cause. You delivered me from the depths of sin. Now I have the spirit within. That's all I have, and it's about 1 minute 7 seconds long, so all these are subject to change, but that's so far what I have for that one. I'm gonna try to play around to see if I can find something, a sound for this. Okay, I think I have an idea for this one. But that's gonna be so hard to find on GarageBand. I don't want to descend. Maybe I should use this and change the melody. Remembering the times I cried, wondering why. I know you by my side. Maybe I might change that. The times I cried, wondering why. I know you will be by my side. Yeah, I think I'll do that one. But this is gonna change to Christian contemporary, not gospel. It's a hard thing of being so indecisive too, about being a creative, being indecisive. messed up. So the beat I'm going to use, I've tried to play around with earlier. I'm not going to use because I want this to be like a gospel song, gospel genre. I want this to be a gospel genre song. So I'm gonna play around with it off here when I do have the time. And right now I'm gonna move on to the next song, which is called While We're Here. It's a Christian contemporary song. And I wanted to make an extended version of this song, which is a rap version. So this is going to be this third song, While We're Here. And the story behind this song. Did I tell you the story behind You're Victorious? I don't know if I mentioned it. You're Glorious. So it's kind of the same theme of how I was feeling down before I became born again. And no, I mentioned it. No, I actually didn't mention it. But it's around the same theme of story behind how it was a time where I was down and before I was born again, and how coming out of that by God's grace and became born again out of being so down and depressed. So that's the story behind. It's similar to God, You're Greater. While we're here, the story behind this one is, the Christians on here know, when you first become born again, you have that renewed spirit to go and share what God has done for you and your testimony. So, and what God has done, actually, and sharing the gospel. It's usually that always happens when you first become born again, because of the great things God has done and saved you from, knowing what God has saved you from, and believing in his son Jesus and becoming born again. So the story behind While We're Here is how I just wanted to share the good news, the gospel, as a reminder that time is running out, and to believe in Jesus and to repent. So I can share with you what I have so far. Teach us a number of days. Lead us in your way. No, I had something. Teach us a number of days. Lead us in your ways. Stand firm in faith while we patiently wait. I patiently wait for the King coming glory. I had this. Now I need to remember the melody. And the chorus is, while we're here, draw near, worship Him and tremble in fear. There's only one way that is clear. There's only one who will wipe every tear. Be prepared while we're here. I think I have to go back to my voice memos to remember these. I'm telling you all, you're going to see the unfiltered practice of me just to navigate through this thing called music. This is what I have for the... Teach us another day. So you can't hear the words the lyrics, but I'm just humming it to find a melody. Here's the second verse. Are you ready? Baby, spin. Live with the So that lyric is, are you ready? Prepare to be spared. Live with the air, caught up in the air. So since I don't want this video to be so long, I'm gonna move on to the next song. This video is just to give you ideas. Not give you ideas, but is ideas to share with you my ideas of what's cooking and what I plan to work on later in the future, or currently work on, but will be released, God willing, in the future. The next song is Have You Heard Now, have you heard the latest? And it's a similar thing to While We're Here too, with sharing the gospel. But it's more of, it's a pop song, the genre. The story behind it is because of my testimony, I want to go out and share what God has done. How I've been saved. To receive the good news. Have you heard the latest? The good news. The gospel. That Christ saves. So I started having ideas for this album when I first got saved. When I got saved. A common theme of this album. So I can share with you what I have for, I believe, the 4th song on this album. The idea that I came up with. So I'm going to share with you right now, since I'm so tired, the idea I came up with, the melody. So these songs I'm still going to continue working on. They're not finished. The first verse for Have You Heard the Latest? And then the chorus would be, have you heard the latest? His love is the greatest. No more by my failures. You have been forgiven by Jesus. You can live if you believe. Eternal life you can receive. That's the second verse. We're justified, all because he was crucified. I think that's all I'm going to share with you all. As I said, it's not going to be a full out, thorough working on this project. I just wanted to share with you some ideas that I come up with and my process in going through this and in creating this album that, God willing, I pray I will be released in the future. But just to share with you the ideas that I have and plans. I don't want to say plans, but what I want to do. I just pray this video was helpful. I didn't go through all the 15 songs, but at least you know what is cooking. And yeah, that's all I have. See you all in the next one. Growth, growth, you should grow. Growth, growth, you should grow. Don't stay stagnant, don't stay lukewarm. By God's grace, reach maturity.